Robert out of nowhere says Mount Rushmore of managers.
Sparky Anderson.
I think he means wrestling managers.
Oh.
Tarkanian, Bobby Knight.
Let's see.
Who was the John Thompson?
I'm gonna go Heenan.
Of course.
Corny. Heyman.
Blassie, interesting. More so than Albano.
Yeah, because Lou, I always think of a worker too, though.
Right. Well, remember the primary role was to be the mouthpiece. He was, God, you didn't even need anyone beside him, which maybe was a detriment. Maybe he took too much attention away from Baron Mikel Cicluna. Who's in the audience? Wrap us up here with some questions from the house. Brandon, do you recall Sheik's territory in Detroit when you were a kid? If so, any moments that stood out?
That's what we watched. I mean, that's what we got was big time wrestling. So I just remember Moose Chodolak. I remember I remember the crew though, man. Yeah, I remember most of the guys. I remember when the Kangaroos came in for the first time, and you get to watch. Like that was the first guys you watch double drop kick somebody, and
right.
Which was spectacular for that era. But we had Bobo Brazil, Igor.
Yeah. Do you remember the film that was made about that territory? I Like to Hurt People. It was, I guess it was like
with
kind
Russell
of a
Crowe?
work. No, well, you might remember the theme song "Taste the Biscuit" from the end credits. But I Like to Hurt People. It was like shot on 16mm film, and it was like, I guess it was a work kind of, but it was like about Sheik. And I'm gonna send you links. I'm gonna find it somewhere. When there's no basketball on, obviously. Who else in the house? Anyone else here? Steve, for God's sakes. Eddie P. Eddie P, are you new? Maybe you're new. Safe to say WCW didn't utilize Bobby Heenan's full potential. Was it ever brought up to bring him into the NWO? Seems like he would have been a good fit as a heel commentator.
I think when Bobby said, "Whose side is he on?" I think that was
the premature call.
I think that cemented it with the people that were involved in that. That he probably wasn't going to be crossing over anytime soon.
That was a very un-Bobby moment, though. I have to say.
Yeah, well,
unforgettable, but very un-Bobby.
Oswald had a bad moment on the 6th story.
It tends to resonate though these days.
Yeah, it just had one boom.
Dakota Calk, if you could tag any win the belts with any big man in the business, past or present, and have a dominant run with, who would it be? Would it be multiple answers are okay? Would it be Andre, Kane, Taker, Big Show, anyone? Thanks for being my favorite in WCW. So if you had to tag with a big man, who would you work well with?
Gee, let me think. Wow. How about Scott Hall?
Well, I think by big man, I think they mean someone who works big style, like you.
Kane's 2 inches taller than Scott.
Yeah, but in the ring, they put the lifts on. They built him as a big man.
No, I don't want to work with any big man because it's going to suck. You're going to have somebody out there.
How about big man to work against? I'll throw my question in.
How about I don't give a fuck?
Very good. I'm asking a basketball fan wrestling questions just because he happened to do it for 30 years.
How about somebody I had to play a 7th game against in the
Let's
paint?
talk Joe Dumars for a few minutes here. All right.